G'day, I'm Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, and thanks for joining me down the back here of our orchard. I was just putting together or fixing up our old dragon fruit trellis down here. My brother used to call it the Jesus trellis because it's like a big cross. And I thought, why am I doing this? And the reason is because of pretty much a series of stuff-ups. Well, not stuff-ups, but failures. And I thought, hang on, I talk a lot in my videos and I do a lot of videos about success stories, how to grow a ton of. That playlist, you should have a look at it. How to grow a ton of is things that I like sharing with you guys because it's exciting. It shows all the success that you can have in the garden and the easy success you can have, because a lot of these things are easy to do. And so that excites me to want to promote it to you. When I have a good crop of something, I think about how can I put together a how to grow a ton of video. But gardening isn't always successful, and I'm sure you all know that. And it's probably amiss of me to just completely ignore that and not talk about sometimes some of the failures that you can have in the garden, because through failure, as we all know, you can grow even more successful. But anyway, let's go back up the hill and I'll elaborate on that more about how success in the garden isn't always something that happens, even though you'd like to do every video a success story. I want to get this done pretty quickly because there's a storm coming and I don't want to get caught in it, as much fun as that might be, especially for you guys if you see me get struck by lightning. Essentially what's happening here is I'm repurposing an old raised garden bed that I had an avocado in to put that now around this dragon fruit vine. And the reason for that is the dragon fruit vine has outgrown the pot that it was in, and that it still is in, and it needs more area because the thing has two stems coming up from the base, and they're two different plants, two different varieties of dragon fruit. One's the yellow spiny variety that I love, and the other one is a larger crimson type red variety inside. That's a really red flesh. Both beautiful tasting dragon fruit or pitaya vines. So I had this dilemma that the dragon fruit vines were outgrowing the base, but they weren't outgrowing the top. I just need to do a bit of trimming and let this thing bush out, and I've got plenty of space there for it to grow on that trellis there. But I needed more soil and more area so that I could even plant another cutting at the base of that post and let it grow up, so that I've got even more stems going up and even more chance of more fruit. So what I did was, obviously before I went out and decided just to go and buy a small raised garden bed. By the way, that has to be raised because down the back here, it gets quite boggy, and dragon fruit hate boggy root systems. They will die real quick. They're a cactus, for goodness sake. So they do like free draining soil or even sandy soil. But they actually do like a lot of water too. They just don't like sitting in water. That's why it's raised up there. I think that's right overhead. It's getting close and I want to finish this video. Now it's arcing the dogs up. So what did I do? I looked around to find a solution first from the backyard, and I was growing an avocado in the raised bed there for the same reason. Most of my other fruit trees, they can grow in this soil fine. They hit a bit of clay and that's okay. But avocado trees and dragon fruit vines, they need to be raised up in our plot, in our area. There's other places around this area not far that are growing avocados fine, but we can't grow them here unless we raise them or mound them up. And over the last decade, we've found ways to successfully grow avocados. We've got one over here that's got about 12 fruit on it now, so it's looking very promising. But the one I had in this one here, this raised bed, died. Slowly, but eventually it died, had to pull it up. And I only had a parsley plant in it. So I pulled that parsley plant up, transplanted it into the vegetable garden, and then I moved that raised garden bed, repurposed it around that. So what I'm saying is, out of several failures, I'm still able to get success. I'm learning from those mistakes, and I'm also repurposing some of the gardening equipment that had been used for other things. Don't get too gloomy. If a project that you put your heart and soul into didn't quite work out. Gardeners are very optimistic. We think that whatever we plant is going to grow, and we've got this picture in our mind on how it's going to be and how we're going to eat the produce, but it doesn't always work out that way. And what I'm trying to say is that's not always a bad thing. you learn from it, you can repurpose these things. So don't get down the dumps if your parts of your garden is failing, or if you think, bugger me, I can't grow a single thing in the vegetable garden, because keep at it, eventually you will have success. So yeah, I've had plenty of failures. So even though I put out those videos saying how to grow a ton of, a lot of that was based on having failures in the beginning and working out in our climate, in our microclimate, on our piece of land, how things all work together, and eventually started having lots of success. I could give plenty of examples, but I think if I push my luck, you will be seeing fried Mark Valencia self-sufficient me instead of a live Mark Valencia to be able to come back and do another video. So I'm going to get out of here. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Visit the website, selfsufficientme.com. Bye for now.